Thanks very much, Jeff. Good morning. I'm going to give you the chance now, as Jeff just said, to do something. And he mentioned in his introduction the importance of connection and conversation, and how the days that we spend here isn't just about having smart people on stage and trying to transmit stuff to you. So I'm going to give you the chance to do something now. We'll do it in stages. So can I just check, has everybody got something they can write with? Doesn't matter what kind of a technology that is, pen and paper or a phone or something. If not, you might just need to use that old technology of your own memory. So the first stage is, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think about the things you like, your favorite things. And I'd like you to choose 3 of your favorite things. And that can be anything at all. So for example, I might choose a place. So for me, Oxford as a city is a place that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite places to be. I might choose a food, or in my case, a beverage. Red wine, I'm very fond of that. Arguably, perhaps too fond. You might choose, an activity, going to the gym. In my case, it'd be walking in the mountains where I live in rural Spain. So 3 different things. If you really love food, it could be 3 kinds of food, that's fine. But just 3 things that are your favorite kind of things. And just make a note of those for yourself on pen and paper, if you will. If you don't have the means to write it down, you just need to remember what they are. It shouldn't be hard. It's not a test. You can't get it wrong. Has everybody got something? Probably long enough? 3 things? Yeah? Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is to get up and move around, and I'd like you to share and show your 3 things to other people. And I'd like you to be available to other people so that you can see their 3 things. So you're going to start showing and sharing your 3 favorites with other people. Don't just get stuck in conversation with one person. Get up, move around, and see if in the next couple of minutes you can show quite a number of people. And then we'll see what we've got in the room. So your chance to get up and move, those of you that like to learn kinesthetically, as David says. Keep moving around, just don't get stuck in conversation with one person. See how many people you can share your 3 favorites with. Okay, find your places again. Settle back down. Would you help me? Would you help me for a second? You don't need to come any closer. Just stay there. Okay, next up. Listen up if you would. What I'd like you to do now is to find a partner to work with. Okay, so somebody you're going to work with now, just one other person. And the first thing you're going to do, if you haven't already done that, is share your 3 things, and they will share their 3 things. So you know what theirs are, and you know what yours are, okay? So that's the next thing. In your partner, you're going to share those first. And then what you're going to do, if you'd help me here, tell me your 3.
Playing games.
So playing games is the first one. A country waltz, lovely. And time with family and friends, okay? So country waltz, time with family and friends, and what was the first one again? And playing games, okay? And I have Oxford, mountain walks, and red wine, okay? So what we're going to do together is we're going to take one of mine and one of the other person's, and we're going to put them together to create a product or service that doesn't exist yet, okay? So we're going to take Oxford University, and we're going to use a country waltz as a way of looking at organizational growth and communication. So we're going to have a consulting business using dance and choreography to look at human relationships in organizations, okay? And generate as many as you can between the 2 of you, okay? So first, share your 3 things with each other, and then you're going to put them together, just one from each list. Don't try and use all of them all at once, and see how many ideas you can come up with. Okay? Clear enough? Off you go. So just hold it there if you would. Now, we should have some mics out there. Have we got mics out there? A couple of mic runners? Great. So over here, if you've got one of your combinations for this new product or service that you'd like to share with everybody, just raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. And let's hear some of the things that you've come up with. Who's got one they want to share? Over here. Down here in the middle, guy with the beard. Can you get him a mic? Yeah, Esther will come to you next. Oh, chat behind with the beard. Can we start there? Go back one. Just give it to, yeah.
So our idea is sushi lasagna.
Sushi lasagna. That really is fusion food, isn't it? Yeah, the Italian Japanese will like that one. Okay, so this one here, Esther.
So this is Discovery Partner. We want to go explore cities and we don't know who to go with.
Right.
So then you have a list of people who also want to go to certain cities, and you can have age range and you can have other interests, and then you can sign up, and then you have a Discovery Partner where you can go travel around. You don't have to go on a tour, but just a few friends.
Okay, great. And what were the two favorites that came together in that idea?
Family and discovery.
Family and discovery.
And family
and friends and discovery. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Others to share? Somebody over this side, perhaps. Who's got one? Yeah, over here. Chuck the mic over. You can throw that one. I think you don't have to be so genteel with it. You just throw it. There we go. Yeah.
Hey.
Great. Yeah. So what did you get?
So we had among our preferred things, Sintra, the city nearby.
Yeah,
Sintra,
yeah.
And sex. So we created a Sintra Timber Festival, because Sintra has this thing with romantic but also witches and things like that. So the Timber Festival, we have like fires and everything is kind of magic, but you are focused on finding partners. So single people sign up, and they have this festival to find someone
Fantastic.
to love.
Fantastic. Great. Any others? Any others? Last one or two. Let's have one more from this side again. Who's nearby? One there, yeah.
Hello. My 3 things are gastronomy, travel, and golf. I would like to create a company to gastronomy golf travel tournament in Europe.
Gastronomy travel
Tournament
uh-huh.
In Europe for a tournament to different places, different
So
schools.
you've taken your three and combined them all together into an idea. Okay, great. That's fine. Working with yourself, collaborating with yourself. Okay, let's just step back from that and ask, why did we do that and why did we do that now? The thing is, in a way, this is serving as a metaphor for our time here over these 2 days. So you come with your things, your ideas, your agenda, your interests. And those are private to you. So the first thing we did here was to put those in a form, to write them or say them, where someone else could respond and react to those, or use that, or work with it. So the first step was to give something out, to show of ourselves. And as echoing Jeff earlier, you know, often the real resource here is a much down here as it is from up here to down there. So the first thing is you'll get more out of the conference if you're prepared to step forward a little bit and speak up and speak out about your interests or questions or problems or challenges and see what's out there that can be combined with that. So then, by meeting other people's interests, these things come together in surprising and unusual ways. But there's that first step of kind of stepping out and trying to kind of combine things. So I'd encourage you not to kind of sit next to your friends the whole time, not to stay exactly where you are, and to perhaps speak up, not about everything you know, but about the things you're most interested in learning about, or your interests in being here, the kind of what brought you here question, and share that with other people. And make sure you're open and available and listening to them and see what you can combine. I mean, this is the way that kind of networks of human interaction are built. And we can't design them or force them, but we can do things that encourage those connections to form more quickly and more easily, or we can sit back and kind of stay safe. And the practices that come from improvisation that Jeff mentioned kind of speak to that, this idea of perhaps letting go of some of your kind of social fear, or how will I look? How will it sound if I speak up and speak out about what I'm interested in? And who am I to say that? You know, am I good enough? Are my questions worthy of this kind of august place and this clever people that I'm surrounding me? One of the things I find on many of the events I organize, whether they're on a larger scale like this or a smaller scale, is that people tend to find other people very scary, and they assume everyone else is fantastically qualified and they're not. So that kind of first thing about letting go of your kind of assumptions and ideas about yourself and putting stuff out there. And then noticing more is the second piece of practice that I talk about. And there's always more to notice. So as you're sitting listening to talks, you might notice where you drift off, where you lose interest, or where you kind of pick up, or where you're puzzled, or where you're confused. And then to use that after a session over coffee with somebody to go, you know, in that last talk, I was really confused about why this was mentioned. I don't understand that. Again, letting go of that concern about how you look. So that would be my invitation for this week. If that's too much to think about, improvisers talk about there being everything in the world is what they call an offer. And by offer, they don't mean kind of money off. It's not like a bargain basement kind of a thing. To an improviser who's trying to work and use everything that's coming at them in a complex and changing and uncertain world that they can't control, this attitude of seeing everything as an offer, everything as something you can take and use, turns into a very constructive attitude when faced with kind of uncertainty. So this couple of days here is going to be a huge sea of offers and opportunities, and you won't be able to take them all and use them all. And some of them are more obvious than others. And I'd encourage you to look at those points of challenge or confusion or puzzlement and to think about how you can use those. And perhaps those are kind of the seeds of something new and different. So thank you for your willingness to play. And hopefully that's given you a little bit of an impetus to go into the break and a chance to move around. And Jeff, do you want to come back?